Hope all are fine at your end. In the earlier video of the chapter Chemical Equation and Reaction, we had seen two topics, that is chemical reaction and chemical equation. Now moving on further, the next topic is balancing of equation. Before moving on to balancing of equation, we should know what is chemical equation. In the earlier video, we had seen that chemical equation is nothing but the representation of a chemical reaction. Second topic, law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass suggests that mass cannot be created, not be destroyed. It remains constant. Next topic is balanced equation. Balanced equation means an equation in which the total number of atoms of the elements on the reactant side and the product sides are same. So in order to understand the balancing of an equation, let us take a few activities. First activity is a reaction of propane with that of oxygen. It gives you carbon dioxide plus water. Now if you see over here, on the reactant side, propane and oxygen is present. Whereas on the product side, carbon dioxide plus water is present. So, first of all, write down LHS, that represents reactants, RHS, which represents product. So, writing down the elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Carbon, 3 atoms are there, hydrogen, 8, oxygen, 2. Same thing on the RHS side, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Carbon, if you see, it is 1, hydrogen, it is 2, oxygen is 3. Now, before starting balancing of a chemical equation, there are some steps of balancing a chemical equation. The first step is, if a chemical equation is given, we first of all need to balance the metals. Second, the non-metal, especially carbon, chlorine, etc. After that, hydrogen, and last but not the least, oxygen. Moving on over here, if you see carbon, carbon has 3 atoms on the reactant side, whereas in front of the product side, if you see, there is only 1 carbon atom. So in order to balance the carbon atoms, we multiply 3 or put a prefix 3 in front of carbon dioxide, it makes the number of carbon atom 3. Now, on placing the prefix 3, as you can see that the number of oxygen atom has increased to 3 2s are 6, 6 plus 1, 7. Now, moving on to the second element, hydrogen. You see over here in hydrogen 8 atoms are there, whereas here only 2 are. So, in order to get hydrogen balance, we need to multiply hydrogen with 4. So, we will put prefix 4 over here, so that 4 2s are 8, and over here 8 atoms. So, here we have balanced 2 elements, that is carbon and hydrogen. Now, on placing 4 to the water molecule on the product side, then see the number of oxygen atom is 3 2s are 6, 4 1s are 4, 6 plus 4, it has become 10. Now, in order to balance the number of atoms of oxygen on the reactant side, we will multiply the oxygen molecule with 5. So 5 2s are 10. So the complete balance equation of propane when reacts with oxygen is C3H8 plus 5O2 gives 3CO2 plus 4H2O. This is the complete balance equation of propane propane reacting with oxygen. Now taking on second activity. Iron, when reacts with water, it gives us ferric oxide, ferrous oxide plus hydrogen. Write it down. LHS, which represents the reactants, RHS, that is the product. Writing down the elements: iron, Fe, hydrogen, oxygen. Fe, hydrogen, oxygen. Writing down the number of atoms, if you see in iron, 1 on the reactant side, whereas 3 on the product side. You see hydrogen atoms on the reactant side is 2, over here it is 2. The oxygen atom present on the reactant side is 1, whereas on the side of product is 4. As mentioned earlier, we will balance the metal first. Saying the number of atoms of iron on the reactant side it is 1, and that on the product side is 3. So putting a prefix 3 in front of iron in the reactant case, we get the iron balanced. Now moving on to the next content. If you see the number of oxygen atom, in case of reactants it is 1, whereas in case of oxygen it is 4. So in order to balance oxygen, we multiply 4 to that of the reactant side. So it becomes 4 over here. So the oxygen is balanced. But on the reactant side, you can see as we put a prefix 4 to that of the water molecule, that 4 gets multiplied with that of 2. So 4 2s are 8. So the number of atoms of hydrogen on the reactant side is 8. Whereas on the side of hydrogen it is 2. So in order to balance hydrogen, we need to multiply it with 4. 2 4s are 8. So here you get a complete balance equation of iron that reacts with water. That is 3Fe plus 4H2O gives you Fe3O4 plus 4H2. So taking the third activity, the activity deals with the reaction of silver nitrate with that of sodium chloride. Silver nitrate, when reacts with sodium chloride, it gives us silver chloride plus sodium nitrate. As earlier we had done, we will write down LHS, RHS. Writing down the elements: silver, nitrogen, oxygen, sodium, chlorine. So the number of atoms of silver is 1, nitrogen is 1, oxygen is 3, sodium is 1, chlorine is 1. Same way on the product side, if you write Ag, that is silver, nitrogen, oxygen, sodium, and chlorine. So here silver 1, nitrogen 1, oxygen 3, sodium 1, and chlorine 1. So if we see the number of atoms on the reactant side and product side, that is silver is 1, the product side also 1, nitrogen 1, over here also 3, 3. You can see it is a complete balanced chemical equation. AgNO3 plus NaCl gives AgCl plus NaNO3. The arrow which is pointed upward at the product side indicates that precipitates of silver chloride are formed. So moving on to the next topic, type of chemical reactions. In that, the first one is combination reaction. The reaction in which two or more element, molecule or compound combine to form a new substance. It is known as combination reaction. Example, carbon, when reacts with oxygen, it gives you carbon dioxide. The familiar equation which we had seen in the starting part of this chapter was when magnesium reacts with oxygen, it gives you magnesium oxide. To understand a combination reaction, let us take an activity. Take in a conical flask some water, add calcium oxide to it. On the reaction of calcium oxide with water, we get calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice. Here calcium oxide is also known as quicklime. HO, that is water. This is known as calcium hydroxide or slackline. Here when the reaction of calcium oxide takes place with that of water, you get calcium hydroxide. Here, as soon as the reaction takes place, the conical flask temperature changes. As this is an exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction is a reaction in which energy is released. Here, calcium oxide reacts with water to give you calcium hydroxide. If you just see whether the equation is balanced or not, one atom of calcium, one atom of calcium. 1 plus 1, 2 atoms of oxygen, 1 2s are 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 2s are 2, 2 atoms of hydrogen. So this is an example of combination reaction. One more example is when hydrogen gas reacts with oxygen, it gives you water molecule. So over here, as you can see, hydrogen 2 atoms are there in the product side. Here in reactants it is 2. So it is balanced. But oxygen it is 2 over here and it is 1. So in order to balance the number of oxygen atoms, we place 2 in the prefix of the water molecule. So the number of hydrogen atoms increases. 2 2s are 4. So in order to balance the hydrogen atom, we will place 2 over here. So this is also an example of combination reaction. Next reaction is decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction means a reaction in which a single compound or a single substance is broken down into 2 or more substances. For that, let us take an example of ferrous sulfate crystal. Take some ferrous sulfate crystal in an evaporating dish. Keep it on a Bunsen burner. As you place ferrous sulfate crystal on the Bunsen burner, you will see that the reaction starts taking place. And ferrous sulfate gets broken down to ferric oxide plus sulfur dioxide plus sulfur trioxide. If you see 1 atom of iron, 2 atoms of iron. So in order to balance, we place 2. So iron is balanced. 2 ones are 2 sulfur, 1 plus 1, 2 sulfur. 2 fours are 8, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 3, 8. This is a balanced chemical equation. In this reaction, when ferrous sulfate crystal is heated, we are able to see ferric oxide as a residue, whereas white fumes of sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide comes out of this reaction. Another example of decomposition, which we have studied in biology, is decomposition of food in human bodies gives us starch. Here, the next example, if you take, is calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is also known as limestone. When it is heated, it gets broken down as calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. So over here, this is calcium oxide, this is carbon dioxide. So these are the example of decomposition reaction.